Morning, guys.
Morning.
How's everybody this morning?
Peachy.
Okay. Mobile phone use policy. How do you guys feel about that company policy? What does it mean to you, Paul?
Talk on the phone when you're driving.
Okay. What does it mean to you, Dave?
Well, it's there for a purpose, but you have to respect it, and if you do use a phone, pull over and stop.
So how does it affect our families when we don't follow policies, company policies at WM? State laws, federal laws, when we hold a commercial driver's license?
Get the driver in trouble, get him suspended,
And get a vacation.
get a vacation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Who wants to be the person to walk up to somebody's house and let their family know that they're not coming home anymore? Whose job is that?
Yours.
If it has to be done, is it mine?
Law enforcement's.
Okay. Who here wants to be that person? If God forbid that ever happens here, who wants to be that person? Do you want to be that person, Marv?
Nope.
Do you, Brian?
Nope.
Gary?
Nope.
Dave? Ryan?
Done it before.
This Brian? Paul?
Never.
Brad?
Nope.
You guys sure that you don't want to be that person?
Other.
Why do we not want to be that person?
Be hard on the person. Going back to tell the family that their loved one was off.
Hard on them or hard on you, Paul?
All the way around.
We're gonna have 101 questions and not have answers to them.
Why don't we have answers to those questions, Brian?
How, I mean, if they, say, violated a policy or whatever, you know, and caused it, I mean, you can speculate, but I don't know.
Okay.
I can't, you can go through the investigation, whatever, and, you know, come to some conclusion, but I can't give you this is exactly, you know, in my mind anyway. You know, after somebody does an investigation, then you can do what you want to do, but, you know, to me, I just wouldn't have the answers that somebody in that boat would be at.
So how does that affect your family, their family, and our customers? Big question, 3 parts. But how does that affect everything all around?
The morale.
Should be like Gene.
How many times a day do you suppose at Waste Management that some manager or some employee has to approach someone that they work with or someone they love or someone they care about and explain to them that their husband, wife, sister, daughter, brother, child isn't coming home today because they didn't follow a policy?
Probably about 60 times a year.
How hard is that to walk up and say to your wife that Brian didn't follow a policy today? Is that impersonal, guys? You know? If I go to you and I go to Marv's wife and I say, not over here on a social visit, I hate to have to come and tell you this, but Marv didn't follow a policy. Not he made a mistake, not he was being a human being, not anything else, but he's not coming home today because he didn't follow a policy. I ask again, how important are our policies?
Every one of them's been written because somebody's gotten killed or hurt.
Thank you. Mobile phone use policy. The purpose of this policy is to communicate management objectives for use of cell phones, two-way radios, and other communication devices. Well, in any mobile home equipment owned by Waste Management Company. Policy. Company employees are prohibited from using any personal or company communication device while driving the vehicle or operating mobile equipment owned by the company. Communication devices include but are not limited to cell phones, two-way radios, including Nextel, BlackBerry smartphones, computers, including onboard computers, iPads, walkie-talkies. Vehicles and mobile equipment include but are not limited to all company-owned vehicles, commercial and non-commercial, heavy and light-duty equipment, off-road vehicles, and all-terrain vehicles. So when it says all company-owned vehicles, commercial and non-commercial, what does that mean?
Exactly what it says.
Your pickups.
All vehicles, if it's got wheels on it.
Okay. If it's owned and insured by WM, is it a company vehicle? Does that policy adhere to that?
Could be any vehicle, Brad, even if it's got tracks.
Check for understanding. I want each and everybody here to check theirself. Are you following this policy? And if you're not, you know who you are, okay? And the consequences are clear. Corrective action, at a minimum, violation of this policy may result in first offense, verbal warning, second offense, formal written warning, third offense, 3-day suspension without pay, fourth offense, dismissal. At the discretion of the company, any or none of these disciplinary steps may be utilized prior to employment termination. We all remember they can excel termination as well upon investigation, okay? The takeaway from this morning's meeting, understanding of what we just talked about, okay? What did we just talk about, Gary?
Don't use cell phone while driving.
Okay. What more specifically, Dave, are we talking about this morning?
Policies.
Policies. Thank you. Takeaway from this morning, guys, important. What do we follow every day?
Rules.
Life critical rules.
Okay? Why do we follow those?
So we go home.
When do we follow them? Okay. Everybody, I want you to have a great and safe day. Check yourselves. Take a gut check. Are you really following these policies? Brian stated for us, thank you very much, the reason why we have these policies. Okay, guys?